Welcome to the Taurean Rain Reloaded channel. If you are new, please be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to hit that bell and have your notifications clicked to all so you can be notified every time I upload a new video or go live. I would also greatly appreciate it if you like, comment, and also share my content on your various social media platforms. So before I get into this, let me give a shout out to Trill, Texas for sending me not one, but two stories that I'm going to be covering today. So this is going to be a 2-for-1 special. The reason being is because both of the stories that I'm bringing to you are pretty much came out around the same time. They got released the same day. And the narratives are pretty much the exact same, but they're just in two different locations dealing with two different people. And you'll see exactly what I mean when I'm talking about. But the first person I'm going to talk about is this woman by the name of Helen Kemplin, and she is out of Ohio, and it looked like she's on that stuff because ironically, if y'all are familiar with my videos, I've always talked about how Ohio is the hub for heroin, and it looks like she's on some kind of opiate or opioids. But this woman right here, according to this article from WLWT, she was actually going to she was going to shoot up a school. Like they said that she was going to shoot up a school, much like what happened down in Texas. Now, this article was posted May 26, 2022. I'm recording this video May 27th, 2022, a day later. So let's go ahead and get into it. A mother of 3 was arrested after a gas station manager called 911 reporting a threat to Claremont County schools. She said she was going to shoot up the school, kill a bunch of kids and people, the manager told the 911 dispatcher. The manager said the woman wanted to buy cigarettes but didn't have enough money and began acting very strange. Kind of spastic, that would be a word for it, said the manager, who declined to be identified. She was twitchy and spastic. The woman police identified as Helen Kemplin, 35. This woman is 35, allegedly. You see what them drugs will do to you? Yeah, this woman is allegedly 2 years older than me. And when I saw that she was 35, I said, wait a minute. Come on now, I need to see some ID. I need to see a birth certificate to confirm this one. It said she was at a drive-through of the Marathon gas station on Route 125. The manager said Kemplin got more agitated and said she was going to drop her kids off at a police station, but that wasn't the end of it. Shortly after that, she was just going on and on and on, and like, I may do that, then go shoot up a school, the manager said. Police locked down all schools in Claremont County as a precaution. It put many parents on edge after schools were closed the day before on an unrelated incident. In that case, a 13-year-old was arrested. At Summerside Elementary, where Kemplin's kids go to school, parents like Ashley Soup were just showing up for a kindergarten graduation when the lockdown came. I think there was a level of confusion just because of the way communication goes. Things can only travel so fast, and you want to make sure you're getting accurate information. Soup said parents were put at ease quickly, but even at that, there were nerves. It's terrifying, Soup said. We say prayers over our kids every time they leave our site anymore. Police looked at security video from the Marathon station, got a license plate number, and tracked it to Kemplin. She was arrested at her home. She was not armed. Police are executing a search warrant to determine how credible the threat was. Investigators said they plan to have Kemplin take a mental evaluation. Kemplin's 3 services. Now, I'm going to say this. Her saying, if she did say what she said, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that she was being serious, but however, with something like this, you have to take it seriously when people say stuff like this, because no one just comes outright and just says this. I think they said that she was just agitated because she couldn't afford to buy the cigarettes that she wanted, so she just, as the worker there said, she spazzed out. She was having a quote-unquote spastic moment because she couldn't buy the cigarettes that she wanted. And those were the first words that those were some of the words that just ended up leaving her mouth. For all we know, she also could have been serious. But like I said, you can't not say or not take a threat like this seriously, especially with everything that has been going on as of late. And besides, even if this wasn't happening in the rotation that it was, if someone comes outright and says they're going to shoot up a school, you definitely want to take it seriously. So understand what I'm saying. In her mind, she probably wasn't being serious, but when you hear something like that from someone saying that to you, you take it seriously. So yeah, and look at her. I'm trying to put my mind on, now I know what she looks like. If y'all ever seen the movie The New Mutants, I know it's probably a hard watch for some of you, or a lot of you. She looks like the things that came out of the character Magic's nightmares. Those faceless looking things that had no eyes. She looks like that. But yeah, that's the first story. Let me move on to the next one. So we have left Ohio and now we're back in Texas, in this place called Seguin, Texas. I can't say that I've heard of it, but here we have this individual right here, whose name is Joel Placinia, and he's 19. Now he's 1 year older than Salvador Ramos, and what's his face? Peyton Gendron up in Buffalo. And like I said, this one's in Texas. Now, this one right here, he allegedly threatened to bring an AK-47 to school. And this too, like the previous story I just talked about, was reported on May 26, 2022. And the similarities between this one and what happened in Uvalde, Texas, is because they're both in Texas. Let's get into it. A student was arrested Wednesday for allegedly making terroristic threats against Seguin High School. Seguin police officials said they received a report around 5:30 p.m. Wednesday from a teacher that the student Joel Placinia, aged 19, allegedly made a comment he was going to bring an AK-47 to the school. This threat comes just a day after the tragic school shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, where 19 students and 2 teachers were killed. During the investigations, officers found that Placinia had told another student that he threatened several times to bring his AK to school on Thursday. Staff members at Seguin High School said they were warned Placinia that his comments were not humorous and that they needed to cease. But Placinia did not stop making the threats and banned him from all Seguin ISD campuses for the remainder of the year. A warrant was issued for Placinia's arrest. He was charged with terroristic threat, which is any threat made that causes or places the public in fear of imminent serious bodily injury. And that's the entire article right there. Yeah, so you got to take this kind of threat seriously. And I think he actually probably would have done it. And see, he did this or said this a day after what happened in Uvalde, Texas. Again, he's in another part of Texas called Seguin, Texas. And he planned probably to do the same exact thing. The same exact thing as the previous shooter, which was Salvador Ramos. I'm telling y'all on here, I don't know if it's something in the water or what, but people have gotten very emboldened, which leads me into the final part of this story. So this part right here, we all know who this is. Now, y'all may have or may have not heard Tariq talk about something called the Kyle Rittenhouse Effect or the Rittenhouse Effect. And basically what that is, you know, him going to do what he did in Kenosha back in 2020. It's crazy to believe how fast time is flying. And doing what he did, then going on trial and putting on that whole act that he did and getting away with it and getting off, and them claiming so-called self-defense. They can claim it all they want. But this is the Rittenhouse Effect, because you had what happened in Buffalo. You had what happened in Uvalde, Texas. Now you have the 2 stories that I just mentioned right here. And those were just threats. Imagine if they actually carried those threats out. And it's called the Rittenhouse Effect because he got away with this. So now everyone else is going to feel like they can do the same thing. And it's going to spawn a lot of copycats, especially that one down in Texas. Because like, to say that you're going to do this the day after what happened in Uvalde, and you're also in Texas too, and you're 1 year older than the other guy. And then it looks to me like y'all both would identify as Hispanic. or Mexican, however you want to put it, yeah, it's pretty obvious at this point. All I'm gonna say is this: everybody out there, y'all just better be on your P's and Q's, because they are looking to make prey out of any and everybody they come in contact with. And now that they've let Kyle Rittenhouse get away with it, everyone else is going to pretty much feel that they can be entitled to the same exact thing. See, Kyle Rittenhouse is the little monster that they created, and y'all know who they is. It's only a matter of time before the little monsters that they help spawn based off of him come onto their doorstep. I mean, think about it. This is going to backfire on them. I've said time and time again, PC, yeah, they know how to get on code, but what people don't like to talk about is how bad and flawed their code can actually turn into and be when it starts to turn against them and bite them in the rear end, the same rear end that they are trying to have their code bite us in. It always has a way of playing itself out that way. It is what it is. And with that being said, I really don't feel bad when that actually happens, because it's happened before. It's happened so many times, but they'll keep doing it over and over again in order to just simply go after us. And that's going to be their downfall. Their greatest doing will be their greatest undoing. And that's my take on it.